20 years from now, it's going to be the COVID pandemic kids of kindergarten.
Yeah, they're going to be quarantennials or something.
Quarantennials, yeah. I know they already had a name of the day one, day one quarantennials.
My daughter, I just want to share this really quick because I talk about her sometimes on the podcast, and I'm always talking, she's a teenager now, and she just rolls her eyes and doesn't give a shit about anything to do with grown-up stuff. So throughout this whole time, she's graduating 8th grade and she goes to a private school and she's getting ready to start high school. And, it was a month ago or so where they realized like they're not going to do the 8th grade walkout. They're not going to have their graduation and this kind of thing. And she tends to be the type of person who she's not super affectionate. She doesn't show her emotions and she's always like, whatever, I don't even care. I don't care. So she's been that way the whole time. So today, right before we came here, was her quote 8th grade walkout, which in real life would have been like they all go to the gym and then they just leave school and whatever. Today it was a Zoom call, right? So they all log in and then they get to watch a video of their year of school. And these are kids, because she goes to a small private school. They're kids that have been together since they were in kindergarten. In fact, even earlier, because they're all from Sonoma and they've known each other since they were in like music class at 18 months old.
Wow.
So it's a very small class,
right.
Very, very small class. So she checks into her Zoom call, and typically she doesn't want anything to do with me, but I kind of knocked on her door and I was like, can I just like see what's going on? And I walk in and she's bawling her eyes out, and I start looking at the video and I'm bawling my eyes out. And
oh man,
I was I don't know if I was crying. I was crying a little bit because I was like, this really sucks that they don't get to do this in real life. But more because I was like, oh my God, I literally think the first time in 14 years that she has had an emotional moment because of something emotional and not because of like she got hurt or whatever, a toddler tantrum. And I was a little bit grateful. I was like, oh, I'm so sad for her, but I'm also so grateful that she's willing to be on this Zoom call with all of her classmates crying and watching this video. And it was so moving. And I was like, this is the best moment, hardest moment and the best moment of the entire shutdown. And I just feel so bad for the kids. Like even right now, all the high schoolers who are graduating and they're probably never going to see each other again. Well, maybe not in Petaluma because it seems like everybody stays in fucking Petaluma.
Yeah, everybody. I don't know.
Like 30 years of like, yep, I grew up in Petaluma.
My wife grew up here. So, I remember one time we were out in front of the 7-Eleven and this guy, that she hadn't seen in forever. He's like, Kelly, and then, Kelly Floyd. And then she said, oh, hey, what's going on? She goes, this is my husband. And he looked at me and goes, you married Kelly motherfucking Floyd? You married Kelly Floyd? And he was just, I was like,
what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome because awesome. She was like the best.
Yeah, she was awesome. She is awesome, but.
Oh, nice. I do love
like, God damn.
Oh, that's so funny.
Small town,
yeah. I will say where I grew up, most of the people, I see them on Facebook, right? First of all, it's funny. I have a 5-year-old. All of the people I went to high school with have grandkids that are 5 years old.
Yeah.
But also they all stayed in the same town. Like I think if there were 5% of us that left, I would be surprised. And I had a high school graduating class. So there was 1,000 kids, just the graduating class. So it's big. I can relate to that personally, with people in LA,
in East LA and stuff. And, they still, doing their same thing or living super close, to where they grew up or, I've had a couple of people, hey, you got out, man. You're the one that got out, because I left, I was like, I packed up my Volkswagen and I was like, I'm fucking out of here, man. I'm going to.
It does. I'm a little bit like wanderlusty, right? So I like the idea of getting away. It strikes me as bizarre for people to have not gone out. And I've been fortunate. I had an entire career before this in which I was traveling around the world for work. So I was lucky. But it seems very, in fact, I consider California more my home than Arizona because I've been here for so long, but it does seem very strange to me for people who haven't got out of their, where they grew up. They're just they're still there. There's so much world out there.
Yeah.
Even if you just went for a few years and then came back. See,
I've been to Europe and, I haven't been, I'm in the East Coast and, but my whole thing is, I just want to travel. I want to travel. And then when I'm finally traveling, so I just want to go home.
Just go home.
That's me.
That was me too. Like I would do, but I traveled probably for half the year every weekend. And sometimes it was international. Sometimes it was like just within the United States. But I remember weekends waking up in a hotel and not even, you wake up sometimes and you're still kind of groggy. And I'm like, I don't even know what city I'm in. Like, I literally don't know what city I'm in.
Oh man.
I will tell you also, I'm very good with directions, but for some reason, every time I go to Dallas, I can't fucking find my way around anywhere. So bizarre.
I've been to Houston and I don't know where I was. Austin, I could kind of get my head around.
Austin, yeah, that seems like your kind of place.
That's a cool spot.
Have you been to South by Southwest?
No. I've been to Austin quite a few times for annual tattoo convention, and that's really cool. But the downside is you're working all day, so when you get out at night, everything's closing down. Yep. So you're just like, oh, all right. So,
yeah, same thing that was happening to me.
It'd be cool to go on a vacation and actually not tattoo while I'm on vacation, because that's a tattooer's vacation. Is that I'm going to go on vacation. So what shop can I work at?
So I did that with podcasting. It's so funny. I went to New York, and now I'm actually doing some work. So it was good that I did it, because now I'm actually doing some work with something, and it was something going on in New York. But that's what I did. I went to New York. I'm like, I'm here. I may as well interview some people while I'm here. Sure. And I packed in the whole trip with interviews. And by the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm just like,
right.
I just want to go home and sleep in my own bed.
I didn't get that fake Rolex on Canal Street that I wanted.
Right. Well, okay. Tell us the name of the new tattoo place. I'm looking at your shirt.
Petaluma Tatoo.
Petaluma Tatoo.
And it's 406 Petaluma Boulevard South.
Okay.
And cross the street from Pinky's and like Sax's and that whole area.
You know what you should do? You should do a partnership with Pinky's, where I don't know what it could be, but let's figure this out. Like, I don't know, somebody comes in and you have pizza waiting. I don't know if you want to eat pizza while you're getting a tattoo, or if there's some sort of sanitary.
Mask.
Wear your mask. That's right.
I actually tattooed one of the girls that works at Pinky's, and I've tattooed a couple of the girls that work over at Sax's, and they were so stoked that we were opening. I want to come and get tattooed, and I've done some really fine line stuff on them. So, they're great.
I think it's great. I'm super excited for you guys. I saw a photo. Was it Michael Woolsey who took the photo of you and Nick sitting on the front porch?
It was a guy named Ramin.
Oh, Ramin.
Yeah,
right. He did some photos for me here.
Great photographer.
Yeah, he's a really, really sweet guy.
Yeah,
really
and it was just like, okay, we're wearing bandanas and stuff, and then he's okay, take the bandana off for this one photo, and we're just like, oh.
That was a great photo. I don't know how. I guess I've seen it going around on Instagram. Maybe,
thanks. Yeah,
but it's
Nick
a good photo.
posted it on his Instagram. Nick Roden Tattoo, and I posted it on mine. My Instagram is Gold Hand. At
Gold Hand. Okay. I put all of this in the show notes. I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm stoked.
I feel like there was a tattoo question I didn't ask you, though. I don't know what it was. I'm going to follow up later, and I'm going to find out about... this is what I'm going to do. The next tattoo I get, which I'm sure there's going to be a waiting list of like 1,000 people because we've been down. Your wait time is like legit.
4 to 6 weeks out. I know people that are booked years out, but
really?
I enjoy, I'm comfortable with having a 4 to 6 week out list.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have my life dictated to me by how many appointments I have, and I can't do this or can't do that because I have all these appointments. So I'm very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks, and then, max, maybe 2 months, but,
my next one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to give you I want an owl.
Oh, cool.
And I have like a very, very vague idea of like an owl, like the cross section between an owl and a this and a that. And I'm going to let you draw it out. This would be fun. This would be like
a cross section of an owl and a
owl, and like, I don't know if I want to say it online. I'll follow up later. It'll be fun. And I think that's going to be the last one, which is actually what I say every single time I come to see
you never, people always get tattooed. I mean, they always want more. And, I'm actually tattooed my wife during this quarantine. I set up in the kitchen because I want my equipment at home. So we can, so I tattooed one of the bird cages that I do on her, and it's healed up already. So we have to do a second sitting. But that was kind of weird to do it after a couple months.
Yeah.
You know, because the skin kind of fights back. I mean, I've been drawing and painting, but when you put the needle on the skin, I mean, there's a resistance there that you just have to kind of, you know, it's weird. It's rubbery. It's right. So it was like a couple lines in, I was like, oh,
this felt weird.
And I was like, oh, I still got this.
How funny. Yeah. You got to use her as like practice material.
The longest time I haven't the longest period of time that I didn't tattoo was probably a week out of those 30 years. Before this. Yes. So it was 2 months before I tattooed her.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And it's like, if you haven't swam in a year and then you jump in a pool and
you're like, you just kind of,
and then you kind of flail a little, but then you're all, I could swim.
Oh,
that's what it felt like.
Maybe what you should have done is reach out to the mortuary and see if there was a cadaver or something that you could work.
Any lucky stiffs out there?
I don't know if that was in poor taste, and if it was, I really didn't mean it. I'm so sorry.
That's horrible.
Oh, Greg, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to let you get back to your beautiful family.
I got pizza to make.
Oh, yeah, you got sourdough pizza to make. Oh, my God. All right, we're going straight to the music.
Thank you.